today's mentors will be me, Naman Goyal, Kabir Gupta, right, and three SNU students, Mehak Agarwal, Aditi Singhal, and Rahul Madan. So, guys, can you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Mehak Agarwal. I'm currently in second year and I'm from Shiv University and I'm here to help you guys out and during this process.
Hi guys, I'm Rahul Madan. I'm the Associate Secretary of Robotics Club of Shiv University, and I'll be helping you guys to mm, learn new stuff about robotics and hope to uh, see you like the course. Thank you.
Aditi, you're not
Who is
audible.
next? It is not audible. After that, the teacher mentor Gulfan sir and Anamika ma'am also. Thank you.
Do we have Kabir?
Kabir, please introduce, and whoever is introducing, please switch on your camera. Thank you.
Kabir. Okay, I think he might be facing another issue.
So, Naman, can I just add one line here?
Yes, ma'am. Sure. Please.
Can we have Gulfan sir and Anamika ma'am? Will you please introduce yourself? The teacher
Yeah, ma'am.
mentor.
Shall I go first, Gulfam sir?
Yeah, ma'am. You go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. So, hello students. I'm Anamika Manna. So, I'm teaching physics in Shiv Nadar School, Noida. And I think the initiative that your student mentors have taken for this robotics workshop, it's great. And I hope you're going to learn a lot and enjoy a lot. And I hope you will also understand how good mentors they are. So I hope you will love this journey. Thank you for joining this workshop.
Yeah, hello everyone. This side Gulfam Ahmed from Vidyagyan School, and this will be going to be a wonderful session. Don't worry about it, but please participate. Participate in question answer session. Your mentors will give you satisfactory answers and all. So don't worry about it, and show your participation 100%. Thank you, ma'am. Vinita ma'am, now you can go ahead.
Thank you, Gulfan sir. It's very important, the message conveyed by both the teacher mentor, Anamika ma'am. You know, students, these 5 peer tutors have worked day and night to make modules so that you all can understand. And over to you, Naman and Kabir, and Rahul, Sakshi, Aditi. Please start the session and see that a lot of interaction and give space to kids if they are asking questions. They will be raising hand. Thank you. Over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, guys, let's first start by asking, how did you like the modules this week? Right? So, did you guys have fun?
Yeah, they were simple to understand. So
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. It was very fun.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, what did you guys find interesting, right? So, whoever wants to go, please go on.
Sir, something interesting was the thing is, like, when I checked Tinkercad, there was a 9-volt battery. It was bigger than the coin cell battery, so I basic.
Because someone is muting us.
Somebody's muting me.
So
I'll
he's muting
Yeah.
everyone.
I have a question.
Yes.
It was interesting. The component in Arduino. So it was interesting to see. Someone keeps on muting me. I'm trying
So
to
you
say
can
what was interesting.
make all of the people attendees and no
Can
one
I
will,
interrupt, please? This is Vinita Sarat. Why, Naman? Isn't it that the the one who has organized this meeting only can mute somebody else? Is it there in MS Team? Anyone can unmute anyone? Is it like
Ma'am,
No,
that?
ma'am, that
all
is
the
what I'm trying
presenters'
to. Only the present.
hands.
All
So,
the presenters.
Presenters and
Anamika ma'am,
organizers.
could you please remove all the students from the presenter and make them attendees? Because,
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
show that. I'll show.
thank you,
Kindly
ma'am.
guide Anamika ma'am to do so before you start, because see, the
So
kids
I'll
are
remove the
so
student
good
names from the
and they have
presenter.
done the homework. But if
Ma'am, all the names under the presenters column, just make those students attendees.
Yes, it should be fine now. I've made all the different people attendees.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, and now you can go on.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So what I was trying to say was I was interested to see.
There are still some students. Just remove them. Guys, please don't do this. This is a really interactive session and we're all putting so much of effort. Please don't do this.
I have a question while he's being muted. Can I ask mine?
Please go on. Go on.
So my question is, while we're doing all these circuits and things, we are doing it on Tinkercad online. We're not actually doing this. So for this session, do we actually need to have a breadboard and LEDs and wires and everything? We're just gonna do it online on Tinkercad.
Since not everyone might have the materials that are required for doing all this things that we'll be going through in this course, right? So we thought that instead of asking everyone to buy all the materials, they can use this online simulator, because this online simulator is very easy to use. You'll see it is very easy to use, and it also allows a lot of projects, right? You can create a lot of projects. Like
I've
I've
seen
made
that.
a
I've made some things
yeah.
with it too.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. So that is
so
the
we
point.
are just doing a digital online simulator version because not everyone can get the what do you call it, the materials, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like to add to Naman's statement. Like to tell that simulator is somewhere you can test the thing, test anything. Like simulator for an airplane. What does it do? Pilots are first trained in a simulator, and not they're not trained in the actual plane without passengers. So why it is done? Because if we use actual plane, then companies will have to put in fuel into the plane, and if by chance the plane crashes, it's a huge loss for the company. But in the simulator, if it happens, then the person can be trained uh, without any um, damage or without any risk. Okay, so in simulator over here also, we are learning electronics without the risk of burning electronics, without risk of damaging it, and and the best thing of all this is it's free. Okay, so you don't have to spend anything on learning electronics. Okay, we have a doubt from Anurag Singh.
Yes, sir, I am having the doubt that in an Android phone we can't drag the things, objects from the, the place where it is shown. If we will place it once, then we can't move it.
Um, Pardon, please, I was not able to understand your question.
The Android phone we are not able to move the objects for the simulator.
Which kind of objects? Acha. So you need a laptop for using the simulator. It's very difficult to use the simulator on a mobile phone. Either it's Android or iOS. it's very difficult to use that simulator. Okay, so next we have Daksh Malik. Daksh, you can speak up.
Sir, actually his mic is disabled. He can't use his mic.
Okay, all right. So Naman, you can change the settings for attendees so that they can turn on their mic and video.
I think he'll have to rejoin because there is some problem with his.
Okay.
So can somebody message Daksh, whoever knows him, right, so that he can rejoin? Yes, thank you. We have more questions. Who else has questions, please? Go on.
Yes, sir. I have a doubt that so basically in the DC motor thing, did we have to use the breadboard in DC motor, or did we have to use direct connections, or did we have to use the breadboard when we were doing the homework?
You can do it either way. It's not really a compulsion to use a breadboard, but a breadboard just makes it easier for you to understand your circuit, right? So that you can
Uh,
understand that what is going on. And when you move on to a bit more of a complex circuit, right, then a breadboard is essentially necessary so that you can see that what is going on and you can tell what is wrong, what is happening wrongly, right? So
okay,
that
sir.
is the point of breadboard.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Mhm. No problem. Yes, Amy Ratchabra, maybe he has raised his hand.
Yes, I have a question. In the email that was sent with the link for the meeting, it said please submit your assignment. I didn't know about any assignment.
So, did you watch all the videos that were sent over the last week and so?
Yes.
So the assignment was mentioned in the last video in the end, right? So we'll keep the assignment tab open this week as well, since a lot of you haven't been able to submit it due to some confusion, right? So what you need to do is you need to create a circuit using a DC motor, a battery, and a breadboard, right? Take a screenshot of it and then go to the Nucleus website. I'll again put somebody can put the link of the website in chat, right? So that you can go through that website, go to the assignment section. There you'll find a Google form, right? There you can just upload whatever pictures you have.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Deepak.
Not able to see chat box.
Uh, okay. We'll also send you a mail again, okay? Just so that we can share the website link with you, right? We'll send the email link as well. But it is in the chat if you are able to see the chat. Yes, Sakshi. Sakshi, your voice is not audible.
Sir, I don't see chat box.
No problem. We'll email you the link, right? We'll email you a link again so that you can access the website. Daksh, yes, you have another question? Hello. Okay, Daksh is not answering. Satyam?
Sir,
Yes.
I'm right.
So I'm also not able to see the chat box.
No problem. We'll email you
Excuse
the
me,
link.
sir. I'm right here.
Okay,
Okay,
Daksh,
sir.
you have
Thank you.
just
I had a question, sir.
yes. Go on, Daksh.
Will you teach more things of Tinkercad on the modules? Will you teach more
Yes.
things of Tinkercad on the modules? Okay,
Yes,
sir.
this week we'll now go into a bit more advanced, or maybe what was the main topic. We'll go into using making circuits using Arduino. Right, so Arduino is we'll talk about this in the coming modules, but maybe somebody can give a small introduction to you guys.
But are we gonna use Arduino in Tinkercad? Because I see a Arduino Uno R3 in
Yeah, same
Tinkercad.
here, sir.
And I've used it a little. I coded like a street light or something a little with just high and low and everything. So are we gonna use that Arduino Uno
Yes, we'll be using an Arduino Uno to make the circuits this week.
in
Sir, is
Tinkercad?
the Arduino Uno R3?
Yeah, it's an Arduino Uno. It's written.
Yeah, I made an ultrasonic traffic light using an Arduino.
Good.
And I made a controlled, what do you call it, that sound thing. I don't know what it's called.
Piezo.
Okay. Any other questions? Please go on. Go on. Anybody? Does nobody else have questions?
Sir,
Yes. Yes. Please. Hello.
Shamali has her hand raised, so I think she has doubt.
Yes,
Shamali, you
please.
can speak up.
So my question is that could you please repeat about the previous session, the video?
Thank you. Would someone else like to answer?
What do you want us to repeat? Like, uh, were you not able to understand a specific part, or if you were not able to understand the definition of something, or you were not able to follow along with the Tinkercad tutorial?
So I was not able to follow along the module 1 tutorial.
Okay, you were not able to watch all the videos.
I did watch the videos, but the Tinkercad tutorial, that was a bit
Okay.
confusing.
Okay, so this is a Q&A session in which we focus on clearing doubts of the modules, and the content that we want to teach is already in the modules. It's well explained by our student tutors, and you can learn everything from there. You can follow along with the tutorial on Tinkercad, and then you can maybe ask about this Tinkercad in next upcoming doubt session, because in the next module also we'll be having Tinkercad as a teaching platform only. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, like you watch the videos again and again and try to understand it. It is obviously a very new topic and it might be difficult for you to follow, but watch it again and again, and then you might understand a few things. And next week also we'll be uploading another module, and then also we'll have a Q&A session. So just ask the questions and all the doubts over there if you still have any questions.
Yes, so that is the point of doing videos, so that you can go back to them or maybe re-watch them multiple times if you don't find something particularly understandable, right? Or if you found something to be confusing, right? So you go through it again, right? Maybe watch it with your parents sometime that, okay, help me explain this, right? Something like that. If you if you still have some doubt, right, you can ask to us. We are always available. You can also write us by mail if you have any questions, right? Or these Q&A sessions will be every week, right? So you can also ask us questions from any module each week. It's not like we'll be discussing only the previous module. So don't worry, we'll try and answer all your questions.
Okay, now we have Madhav. Madhav, you have your hand raised. You can speak up. Okay, I think Madhav just lowered his hand. So, Sara Garg, you have a doubt. You can speak up.
Yeah, I had one doubt that will we be getting feedback on our assignment?
Okay, so we'll go through the assignments, right? And we'll try and provide feedback to as many people as possible. But the thing is, it will be a very logistical problem for us as there are about 213 students in this program. So we'll try our best to sort out any problems that might be there in your circuit, but we can't guarantee, right? So that you'll get a answer that maybe this was wrong or that was right. Right, so that is the point of doing a simulation, that it will throw an error that this is not working. You'll see that it is not working. You can compare it to the video, that is it working this way or no.
Okay.
And if you have doubt, you can like share your screen in next session, and then we can solve your query, or you can send your query through mail also. Okay. Okay. So, do we have any other questions? You can raise your hands.
Yes, guys, ask us any type of question that you have related to robotics, the modules, or maybe anything related that you have, that how does a robot move, something like that, anything. Yes, Neha.
So,
Yes.
if computers have feelings, so what are the benefits?
Can you please repeat? I was not able to understand your question.
So, if computer have feelings, so what will they can do, and what are the benefits?
I'm sorry again. Computer has prelim.
Feelings,
No, sir.
feelings. I mean, you have seen the movie. I think the child is asking if the computers have feelings, like if computer can feel emotions.
Okay. Yeah.
To be honest, we don't know because it hasn't been invented yet. So it totally depends on the situation. We really don't know yet. But interesting question though.
So the thing is, those movies that you're asking those questions are from our fantasies, right? So we are not sure if that all is possible. Even if it is possible, it will require a lot of computation power if you want to even try and simulate feelings, right? So that is the thing. We do not know if it is actually possible. So these are just things that these movies have tried and put into our head that yes, robots will cause doomsday scenario, something like that.
Okay, sir.
Yes, somebody else had a question. Yes, Arshia.
Hi, so I wanted to ask, I've actually done this before. I mean, I'm doing Arduino, so I have somewhat covered the basics. So for that, what should I be doing?
Okay, so since everyone here is not so well versed with robotics or Arduino, right? So what we are trying to do is give everyone a base for Arduino, right? So that everyone can understand that what is going on. right? And after that, if you want, you can contact us individually so that maybe we can provide a more advanced project for you, right? So something a bit more for your caliber, right? So because we don't really know what you have done or what kind of a level you are on, right? So if you can write us an email, right, explaining what you have already done, so we might try and suggest a project that you can take forward, and you can ask us for our help, right, so that we can help you complete that project, and also maybe provide some suggestions for doing
Okay,
something.
thank you.
In anyways, after Arduino, we'll be continuing with a lot of other things like 3D modeling, Python, and drones. So that is the plan that we have till now. So our
Yes,
program is
sir.
meant to give you a clear idea of all the things in robotics, not only in Arduino.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Somebody else is speaking?
I want to say something.
Yes, please.
I just wanted to like say that one of the person asked that what benefits will we get if computers and all that had feelings. I just want to say one thing that like big companies like Microsoft and Google, they are researching on this, and one benefit I know is that for example people who are like speech impaired or something like that, so if robots have feeling, so they can detect what they're seeing, and that could help in medical field.
Right, so that is the thing. A lot of research is going on in this field. It's not like we are saying that it's impossible or yes, it is correctly possible. What we are saying is a lot of research is required, and a lot of private companies might have actually started doing something related to this. Right? Not to the
So
level
I
that you
would
might
like to
imagine,
add.
just a bit more primitive right now. Yes, yes.
So I would like to add that if somebody changes the algorithm of the machine, then like it will not affect the machine if it has emotions and feelings.
So according to the robotics that we know right now, if you change the code, right, algorithm is essentially changing the code. If you change the code of the robot, then we do not know what it might have, what kind of effects it might have, and because feelings are also essentially code in this case, because we are coding in feelings into a robot. So if you change the code, it might cause something different, but it depends on what is changed.
Because
So
it's
that is
almost
something that,
impossible to put a
yes.
mind into a robot. You can't, however much you try, instead it would take some insane amount of programming and technology, and I for a fact think it's impossible to make robots of the level of human intelligence.
Sir, I wanted to say one thing. Yeah, so has anybody seen the movie Terminator? You know the movie Terminator, what happens in that? So basically, someday we will invent robots to be so smart, it can outsmart humans, and maybe robots, since they have they have more smarts than us, can possibly, just feel, because like in Terminator, there's a robot disguised as a human trying to destroy every human in the land to take over the world.
The
There's
thing
also
is, the robots cannot come as far as creativity. The robots will never have creativity as far as you do. They cannot make
but
plans
what
or
if
anything.
one
They just,
what if
and
we
by what if, that's a big what if. How is the question, not the what if. What if we did that? So I could say, yeah, what if the
do
human
you
came and
think
punched down the
Okay,
robot and
guys,
sent him to Mars?
guys,
Guys, this can go on
guys,
forever because
let's
it's
But
so
I
just
wanted
as
to
sensitive.
ask one last thing. Do you think robots will one day be advanced to basic human like, do you think robots will be advanced in the future, like can actually be more walking robots which are in people's households doing the work for
Yes.
Yeah,
them?
sure. I think some like people
Some
have even
are some
invented
are
birds.
already made. Some are
Yeah.
already made.
Roombas.
There was a
Roombas are
there
like
was a No, there was a German or there was a German/Russian humanoid robot which walked around and can do some things. It was probably a prototype as far as I've read, but it still worked quite. In about a decade or two, we could make fully like walking around and talking robots. But they'll not have minds. They'll just be programmed to do what they've got.
do you think we can use robots for
Yes.
warfare instead of humans?
Very
We
interesting
can.
discussion
We have
going on.
already made robots with emotions.
Children,
We have. I know.
Yeah, so now we can end this conversation. Now we can end this robot conversation.
Yeah, thank you. Over to tutors.
Yes, so more people had questions.
And guys, please stick to the questions related to the course and do not involve in discussions one to one. Okay, so you can continue. Uh, who has question? Anurag Singh.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have the question that, sir, what is actually Arduino?
Okay, so that's a topic of another week. This week we'll be posting what is Arduino and what you can make out of Arduino, what things you can do, and how you can program it to like obey your instructions. Okay, how you can tell them what to do, and we'll be using very simple method that is called pick and drop code blocks. Okay, so you don't have to write the actual code to program the Arduino. You'll just use pick and drop blocks in
Basically,
Tinkercad.
Scratch. I saw the
Yeah,
Arduino code and it looked like 100%, a little like Scratch, like mostly
yeah, that's
99%.
right. So we'll be telling what is Arduino and how to use it in the next module. Okay. Even then, if you have doubts, you can ask in the upcoming doubt session. Okay, we have Sri Lassa.
Yeah, hi. You can call me Shri. So,
Okay.
basically, I have a doubt on the software that we were using. So, I've done quite a lot of projects in Tinkercad in like normal school and application and everything, but I haven't done Python and all of that. So, I was wondering if Python was free because what I noticed was that last year we had some sort of app which wasn't free and there was some problem with that. So Python is free, right?
So that is another module that will be moving on towards the next weeks, right? Somebody else wants to answer with this.
Yeah, we'll be moving on to that module in the next week, in next to next week. Okay, the Python mod. Python
Sure.
module will be after the 3D modeling module. Okay, so and in that we have will be and you teaching you how to code in Python, and it is absolutely free. And Naman, if you would like to add anything about the software, that would be great.
Yes, so what we learned this week, right? Open source software. So Python is another open source software that is essentially free to use. You don't have to pay anything for it because nobody owns Python as such, right? Because it is developed by everyone around the world. It is open source. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to pay anything. And whatever we'll be doing is using free software that is available online very easily. It isn't like you'll have to search anywhere. We'll provide you with a link from where you need to download whatever resources you will require. And so you don't have to worry about.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Naman, can I ask one question?
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
Naman, I just want to hear from you and Kabir. What was your experience in Moscow? How you reached there? And what was the learning from there? So if you can share with the students.
Okay. Kabir, would you like to go first?
Yeah, so we started with the EV3 kit. That's a kit provided by Lego. We did that for the state round as well as the nationals. But in internationals, we also incorporated Arduino in it. And with Arduino, we can really diversify the robot because EV3 only provides 4 ports for sensors and motors. No one you want to add anything?
Yeah, so RoboCup is a competition where they provide you a task that you need to, so whatever robot you make needs to accomplish all this stuff, right? So what me and Kabir participated in was we needed to follow a black line, right? We needed to follow a black line to a rescue zone, or maybe just simply a box where you had to pick up some balls and then throw them over a wall, right? So it was essentially picking up balls and throwing them over a wall, and you also need to follow a line. So what that was a task that me and Kabir had chosen to work for. Right. So what we did was we built a robot using Lego at first, right? Because Lego is very easy to work with, right? Lego EV3 kit, you can search it, you'll find it, right? So we worked on it using Lego EV3 for the regional rounds and the national round. So me and Kabir were second in nationals, right? So we were qualified for going to the Asia Pacific round, not the international round. The Asia Pacific round that was held in Moscow in 2019, right? So me and Kabir and two other guys in our team, we had gone to Moscow for participating there, and we were placed 10th in all of Asia Pacific in that competition.
That's great.
I have a question.
Yes, please go on.
I guess EV3 kit. I know. I have also used the EV3 kit in my school, Shiv Nadar School, Gurgaon. So like EV3 kits, they also have a brain.
Yes.
From the brain.
What was the question? We missed it, I think.
In robotics, EV3 kit, there is one programming one also in the EV3.
Yeah, so that is the brick. We call it the Lego EV3 brick. Right? So that is essentially where that controls everything.
Am I asking?
So there's a special drop-in. It is again what we'll be doing in Arduino. It is similar to that Lego EV3 software. That is a drag and drop using those blocks. It was a very simple programming, not too complex. Right, so that is what we did in Lego EV3. But when we incorporated Arduino, you also had to code in Arduino and then EV3 and do a lot of communication between them. So yeah, that's a different path. Yes, does somebody else have any question?
Yeah, Madhav has his hand raised.
Yes.
Madhav, you can speak up. You can ask your doubt.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
So, which software will we be using for 3D modeling?
For 3D modeling also, we'll be using Tinkercad only. Tinkercad actually has two main parts. The first one is Tinkercad circuits, and then we have Tinkercad 3D, Tinkercad 3D models. Okay. And the software is developed by AutoCAD, which you might know is a leader in 3D modeling softwares, Autodesk. And the Tinkercad software is specially designed for school students who are starting to learn 3D modeling and who are starting to learn how to code with Arduino and how to learn robotics. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Next we have Nishtha.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know about AI weaponization. Like, we know that it's harmful and still we are encouraging it. So, if you could put forward your views on it.
Okay, so by AI weaponization, so that is again a very big term, right? So I haven't really seen anyone, any military at least till now, using AI for weaponization for now, right? So that is a bit more, a lot more advanced, right? So weaponization, yes, so the arms race is going on. A lot of people have tried and stopped the arm race, but well, the government still go on with developing nuclear weapons and all kinds of different, more powerful weapons. Even though even the UN has blocked any military from weaponizing space, a lot of people, a lot of countries are still like US recently had made a space force, right? So that was meant for weaponizing space. Right, so they won't say anything in official documents, but unofficially they can continue with all this. So that is the thing. Weaponization is a very big concern, right? But we don't really have a lot of control on it because the governments are not ready to stop weaponizing, right? So AI is not being used right now, to my knowledge, but we never know. They might just start using AI as well.
Naman,
Thank you,
it's a
sir.
request for everyone. Can we restrict our discussion to the topic only, like to our course only? If you can ask the questions regarding our course, any video you watched, if you faced some difficulty, if you face some difficulty in operating the Tinker card, so that would be great. If you have questions regarding our course only, this session we can have another session for more discussion.
Yeah.
Oh,
This,
yes, some people more have questions.
yeah, this is very good class, I must say, children, and I'm enjoying each and every question. At the same time, we will restrict this question. We'll keep one day only for these questions, or maybe in between after 2, 3, after, so that your session, when Christoph's session, what you are taking, can be uploaded on YouTube, and those who have missed can watch also.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, so we have more questions.
Shalini, you can speak up your doubt.
Yes, sir. Sir, as we know that transistors have three terminals, and so we mostly know the positive and negative terminals. Sir, would you like to say something about terminals of transistors?
We have not covered that in our course yet, and we will be coming or we'll be discussing how many sensors are there, how to use the sensors, and we'll be coming to electronic components also like transistors. But for now, you can like reserve the question for upcoming weeks.
Okay, sir.
I can tell you one thing, beta. Actually, transistor take the input and give output. That how it works. So one terminal is common to input as well as output. So every time we are using two terminals. So for input two terminal and for output two terminal. Out of three, one will be common in input and output. That's how it works.
Thank you, sir.
Somebody else also has questions. I can't see who have just hand.
Shomali does.
So my question is that I made an account for myself, and obviously I put my own birth date, so it automatically puts it as a child account. And when I tried to approve my account using my mom's account, I even made a new one. I'm not able to. There's no option.
Okay. So maybe okay. So what I would say is maybe try and use your mom's account for using Tinkercad, right? Because we are not so sure, but there might be some age restriction that might cause some problems in this course, right? So maybe try and ask your mom or your parent or your dad or anyone, right? That and you use their email for registering with Tinkercad. So Tinkercad doesn't really send a lot of emails, right? So it wouldn't be a lot of spam to your parents, but it might cause some age restriction. I'm not sure about that.
Okay, thank you.
Navan, I have one question regarding Tinkercad.
Yes.
So can we reduce the size of the battery and all, because when we take the 9-volt battery, its size is huge, so it covers most of the space in the screen. So is it possible that can we reduce it its
So you
size?
can zoom in and out.
Okay, zoom in and out option is there.
Yeah, so it will
In
just
mobile
become.
also? In mobile also it is?
I'm not sure about the mobile version.
Okay.
You can maybe try and pinch and zoom, right?
Oh,
But I wouldn't really recommend using the mobile version because it might cause some problems in following with what we are doing.
okay. Okay. Thank you, Naman.
Okay, I think Shamali has another doubt.
No, I'm sorry, I forgot to lower my hand.
Okay. So anyone else who would like to ask doubts about either Tinkercad or the breadboard? If you didn't understand the working of breadboard, why do we use breadboard? Or if you don't know what is an LED, any doubt, you can speak up.
Yes, Pritish. Pritish, you just raise your hand.
Okay, guys, were all of you able to follow along with the tutorial? Was there
Yeah.
anyone who
Yes,
faced
it was
any
easy.
error?
It was easy.
Very, very easy. It was like basic. It was basic for people who don't really know about Tinkercad and don't really know about Arduino code.
Please, I didn't know anything about robotics and Tinkercad, but this was easy.
Yeah, right.
Yes. I mean,
So
I
anyone
know
who
a
was
bit
not able
of
to
because
understand.
I know a bit of things like how the LED connects before the tutorial because I was just messing around with Tinkercad because I found it on the web one day. So yeah.
Dude, so that is the thing in robotics or in any field, right? So you just keep researching. Even if robotics is not your passion or anything you're interested in, just go on internet, search any question you have, like how does an LED work, or maybe why the sun go in like move some way in a
I've been messing
view,
with
something like that.
Tinkercad from the moment I saw the first video about Tinkercad. So what happened? I went to things first. What I tried was I tried to use a 9-volt battery. Then I think it was a 9-volt. I don't remember. Then what happened? It was not working, my LED. So then I went to Google and found out why. Then I had to use a resistor and everything. So in this way, for the last 5-6 days, I've been exploring and I found out lots of interesting things.
Yes, that is the power of internet.
Yeah, that's great. And I would also like to suggest others that if you are starting to learn something, you should be curious to know the limits. What all can be done using Tinkercad and how easy it is to make those projects. Okay, so you can always look up YouTube and Google your queries about it. Okay,
Yeah, so we
there's a
also
lot of
try.
stuff.
So we also try and keep uploading extra resources for you in the extra resources tab on the internet, on the website. Sorry, right? So that you can explore something, or maybe if there is a concept that you would like to go into a bit more depth, right? So we'll keep uploading some course or maybe some video or some picture, right? So that you can go to them and try and understand whatever we taught in the modules a bit more deeply. And also, yes, British was maybe raising his hand. British. Guys, any questions? You can keep asking us or any question that you have related to this module or whatever videos that we have been uploading throughout the week.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes. Go on.
Sir, I wanted to ask what is the importance of the breadboard in our Tinkercad circuit?
Right. So, anyone else would like to answer?
Can I?
Go on, go on.
Okay, so the importance of breadboard, why we're using it, makes everything like a lot easier. It makes everything more organized. Like when we go into advanced projects and everything, so suppose you have things, it will be intensely, it will be very hard to just put LED here, put wires here and everything. The breadboard makes everything much easier to do and organize, even on Tinkercad.
Okay, so
Sir,
sir,
one more
and
thing
one
about
more.
the breadboard is that I just want to say a quick point before you go to the next question. So breadboard, yes, they do make things organized. And one more thing, they allow you to stick multiple components on them and connect them to one ground pin. You know, like let's say you put 4 LEDs, they won't work normally. But if you keep them organized, then you can use them on the breadboard and connect them all to this one wire connected to a ground pin, and then connect all of their anode, all of the red wires to the battery, to another wire connected to the red wire part of the battery. Yeah, so that's it.
Yes, so that is the thing of using a breadboard, that it just makes your work look a lot neater. Right? So that if somebody else, if you show your work to somebody else, so that you can see that what is going on, and instead of it being a jumble of wires, right, you can just see that okay, this wire is connected to this, instead of hunting that okay, this wire goes from here to where. Yes, it just saves time, right? And it is also easy to use. It's not like you need to do a lot more connections to use a breadboard.
Sir, I wanted to ask one more thing.
Yes.
Sir, in the future, if we have to submit any more assignments of Tinkercad, so if we make the project directly without using a breadboard, and we submit it, will our marks be cut or anything?
No, it is not a compulsion to use a breadboard. It is something that we just recommend, right? So that it is also easier for us to understand if we give you a bit more of a complex circuit next time.
Okay, sir.
So,
Yes, go on.
sir, I want to add more information for using the breadboard, sir, so that the buyer will not mess up and so that the MCBs were introduced. So, like breadboard, the MCBs were introduced so that the buyers will not mess up and the circuit will be clear.
MCB, I don't think you're using the correct term. MCB is a miniature circuit breaker. It is something that you must have seen connected to your ACs. Right?
Yes,
It is
sir.
meant so that when there is a lot of current going through that might damage your AC or any expensive thing, right, that requires a lot of power. Right. So what it does is that just drops off the current.
Yep, it's called the miniature circuit breaker. And when like overloads and things happen where too much current is going through, it just shuts it off to prevent damage. Like the LEDs we see sometimes in Tinkercad, if you put a big battery, a 9 volt or something, what happened? It will burst out. So we use a resistor for that. This is kind of like the same in our appliances and everything which are important and thing. This is put in because if sometimes the overload happens, something happens, and instead of the device going boom or getting too much things and everything, it just actually turns off the current as it poses a danger to your appliance slash device.
Yes.
Sir, actually, Anurag wanted to say PCB, not MCB. Said it was a mistake by him. Say
Yeah.
printed circuit board.
Yes. PCB. So that is what you must have seen in motherboards, right? If you would have seen a motherboard, it has those copper. I'm not getting the term right. So it has just some copper runnings, something like that, right? That is printed onto a board, right? So that it just does not mess up all the wiring, and it makes it a lot easier to understand instead of having a jumble of wires, so that it just avoids confusion.
Sir, and it is also printable.
Yes. Yes. So Shri.
Hi, yeah, I've almost forgot to ask this, but when I was doing the assignment on my laptop, so I was having some issues with the Like basically when I had connected the red wire to the battery and I was bringing it towards the breadboard, I was having some issues because the wire wasn't like curving, like it wasn't, you know, taking a turn. It was just going straight, and I was having some issues with that.
Okay, the way to curve is like after you just have to click the thing you're connecting. Suppose you take it, then click it, then do not hold it. Just keep going, and then if you want to change direction or do a perfect curve, then click it, and then like the symbol will come. Then you can go vertically or horizontally. Yeah.
Thanks.
Or maybe I can just screen share and show if you didn't understand that, right? So were you able to understand, or should I screen share and explain it?
No, it's okay. I got it.
Yes. So anybody else has a question?
Naman, can I speak here?
Shoma, please.
So such good discussion what children are doing, and they are also, one is clearing doubt, another is asking questions. It's one of the most beautiful class, and you know, this is the way Farm sir and Amika ma'am and all of us are here. We teach. The most important thing is the children who some of them must be missing this session. So I don't think there will be problem to record, to upload this recording session on YouTube and then put it on
Yes. So we'll
website.
send a mail to everyone that if for whoever missed the session, right? So they can
Yeah.
go and refer to this recording, and if they have any other doubts, they can again ask us in the next session, or maybe even email us if they have a bit more. What? Ishri, do you have another doubt?
No, I forgot to lower my hand. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Any other question? Okay, so if you don't have any other questions, so we'll end it here, right? So on this note, I would just like to say that remember to submit all your assignments, right? Because only if you submit all your assignments will you get a certificate. Otherwise, you won't be getting a certificate for this course. Okay, so remember to submit your assignments on time. So since there was some confusion this week, we are keeping the Google form for this week open till the next weekend, but you'll also have to submit this week's assignment. Yeah. There'll be a different Google form for the second week. Well, all of those will be embedded on the website, so you don't have to worry. It will be mentioned clearly that here you need to submit the week one, here is the week two, right? But remember to submit them.
Okay, sir.
So can we stop recording now so that it is easy to upload?